Want to know the secret pricing formula that took me from struggling freelancer to six-figure photo and video business owner? It's simple. Increase value and lower friction. Whether you're a photographer or videographer just starting out or years into your career, this formula will transform how you price your services and boost your income overnight. In the next few minutes, you'll learn why most creatives severely underprice their work, how to calculate your true value, the exact formula to 10x your rates without losing clients. But before I dive in, I've got something special for you today. I just launched a free community packed with hours of courses and resources designed to help you land high-paying clients. If you're earning less than $10,000 a month as a photographer or videographer, I'm going to help you get to that level. I'm not sure yet if I'll keep this open for free. I literally just opened it up this morning. So click the link in the description to get access today. Now let's get into the pricing formula so we can stop being starving artists and start building a thriving business. This is actually a training for my paid program, so I hope it gives you a ton of value. Enjoy. Increase your value overnight. Now that's a bold claim, and I believe it's truly possible using this framework right in this video. So we've already covered a bunch in this offers course. We've walked through what old school offers look like and why most creatives mess this up. And even though they try and charge their worth, they're not able to until they start implementing a creative biz launch offers framework. Now this video will be all the information behind the actual framework, and the next 5 videos are going to be the implementation of that. I'll be walking you through exactly how to build this out in your own business, how to price that, all that good stuff. So price is what you pay, value is what you get. This is going to be the cornerstone of this video. We want to build out our value so that clients feel like they're getting a deal with us. And the really good thing about this lesson right here and this entire offers course, once you're done with the offers course, you'll be able to increase your average client purchase size by $1,000 at minimum, and you won't have to learn any new skills to do that. It sounds too good to be true, but it's very possible. So let's walk through how to do that. So first off, why is charge what you're worth bad advice? So a lot of people on the internet say like, charge what you're worth. Like creatives should charge what they're worth. And yes, like I agree, like creatives are underpaid and they should be paid a lot more for their service. But the charge what you're worth mentality, this comes from a place of entitlement. And people think that they're owed clients, that they're owed money, but they don't have the business skills to back it up. So I'm here to teach you like how to actually get paid what you're worth. So we have to embrace reality. We can't just spit out random numbers and expect clients to pay that. And like, sure, maybe we can get a client to pay it once or twice. But once they pay it once, they're not going to come back. We're not going to get repeat clients. They're not going to perceive it as valuable because they don't get that positive ROI from working with us. So they're not going to buy again. They won't tell their friends. We're not going to get referrals. They won't leave a good review. And our business will suffer because of this, or even worse, it'll fail. So we don't get to decide what we're worth. The market does. But luckily, with the framework that I'm teaching you today and the rest of the offers course, we get to increase our worth the right way and actually get paid for that because we'll be perceived as more valuable. So let's walk through it. Now, yes, I'm on your team here. I believe that creatives are underpaid. So we've already talked about this a bit, but like spitting up a price that you can't back up with like real world results, it's going to be a long, bad term strategy. And like, I'm of the mindset that we're building businesses for not just this next month or two to pay rent. We're building businesses to provide us with the freedom that we want for multiple years. Now, most people on the internet, they're going to teach you how to make a quick buck like these next few months, and then your business is going to teeter off. I'm here to teach you how to build a foundation for the long term so you can be doing this for a while here, okay? So luckily, by learning these business skills, you can get paid more. So we're going to be increasing our value. And the best part about this is we don't need to learn any new photo or video design skills. We already have all the skills that we need to charge more. We just need a few different more business tweaks to how we're presenting our offer. And that's going to help us charge more, okay? So we're going to need to increase our worth to deliver a service that gives a positive ROI. And once we do this, we can actually charge what we're worth. So from this, we're going to be walking through the value equation. Now, this is from the book $100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi. It's like a really good business book. Kind of teaches you like how to build out offers. I've took a lot of parts of that book, applied to my own business, kind of translated it to the creative industry for photo and video business owners. So I'll be teaching you parts of that here in this video and the rest of the offers course as well. But pretty much the value equation, this dictates how much you can charge for your service. So the more value you provide, the more you can charge. The more value that you provide, the more leads you're going to attract into your business. If they see that you have a valuable offer, they're going to be more willing to work with you. And the more value that you provide, the more leads you'll actually be able to close. You'll be able to sell a higher percentage of people because you have a more valuable offer. Okay, so let's walk through what a typical offer looks like versus a creative biz launch offer. So the more leads that are interested and more are buying at a more high percentage of them are buying, and they're buying at a higher price, that means you're going to get a lot more profits. So a typical photography offer or a typical videography offer. So let's go with the photo example here. We're selling photos for $100 each. We're a product photographer, $100 each. That's a decent rate, right? And we're pitching this to clients. We notice that most of our clients are buying 8 photos. We're selling like per deliverable. Our average order size is going to be 8 photos here. So we're making $800 per client. 1,000 people see this offer. Let's say we get this offer in front of 1,000 people. Of those 1,000 people, 50 of them say, okay, I'm interested. This looks good. And then 10% of those buy. And then of that, so that's 5 people buying at $800 each. That's $4,000 for you. Not great, right? If 1,000 people see that offer and you're only making $4,000, not great. So what I'm teaching you in this video and this course is the creative biz launch offer. So rather than selling individual photos, we're now selling photo packages. So I'll be teaching you how to build a standard package out and a gold package. But for this example, let's just use the $2,000 standard package. So now we're showing it to the same 1,000 people, but instead of 50 people saying they're interested, 200 say they're interested because it's a more compelling offer. They see the value in it. They see how good this is. And now we have 200 people saying they're interested. So 4 times as many. And of those 200 people, now 25% buy rather than 10% because it's a better offer. They see the ROI in working with us. They see our value because we communicated it better. And now 50 people buying at $2,000 each is $100,000. So that's a wildly different offer than what most people do. And the sad reality is like most creatives charge too little for a bad offer and they end up suffering versus like a good offer. A lot more people are interested in it because it's a better offer, and a lot more people are willing to buy because it's a better offer, and they're spending more money because it's a better offer. They see the ROI in it. So hopefully you can start to see the power of a good offer here. Now, this is just an example here, and these numbers may not reflect like reality here, but you can start to see the math here, right? It would make sense for more people to say they're interested if the offer is better. It would make sense for more people to buy if the offer is better, right? So do the math for whatever business you're running and see the potential of a good offer here, right? And that's what I'm teaching you throughout these courses here. Okay, so this lesson is going to be a bit dense, so you might have to watch it a few times to really grasp it. This is the value equation I was talking about earlier, and I'm going to walk through this. So this is from $100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi. Great book. Recommend you reading it, but here I'll just be using the value equation from that. As any equation, to get the highest value, we want to maximize the top and minimize the bottom. So let's walk through this equation and see what we can do. So dream outcome. That was a previous lesson. We already covered the dream outcome, so I'm not really going to walk through that here. So we've identified the dream outcome of the client, and we're not pitching pretty photos or like cool videos or like really awesome edits. We're pitching solution. We're pitching our solution to their problems, right? We're no longer selling the plane ticket, we're selling the vacation. So we covered that in depth in the dream outcome video. So for every niche, this dream outcome will be different. Like if you're a product photographer, you're going to help brands like build a more cohesive brand identity. You're going to help them boost their social media presence. You're going to increase their sales. Similar to like a product videographer, you're going to help tell their brand story. Maybe you're going to highlight the features of their product or use cases or whatever it is that you do, right? Every niche will have a different pain point. So we're going to identify that pain point. We're going to present ourselves as the solution to that pain point as the dream outcome. And that's going to be the core of our offer here. So we've covered that in the previous video. But the bigger the pain point, the bigger the value of the dream outcome here. Okay. Next on the value equation at the top is the perceived likelihood of achievement. So we have a really appealing dream outcome. How likely is it that clients think they're going to achieve this by working with us? Because we can have a really bold claim that we're going to increase their social media presence by 100,000 followers in the next 2 weeks. Like, that's a really bold claim. If we don't have anything to back that up, no one's going to believe us. No one's going to work with us. So we have to match the dream outcome to the proof that we have. So if we say we're going to help them build brand awareness on social media, we have to back up that claim. We have to be able to communicate that through our website. So in a perfect world, like, the client will know 100%, like, if they work with us, they will achieve this result. If I work with this product photographer, my sales will go up. If I work with this videographer, my social media will explode, right? They will know 100%, but that's not reality. So we have to convince them through through a bunch of different things that we can actually achieve the dream outcome that they want. Hopefully that's making sense. So this perception of you, this starts the moment they learn about you, whether that's through a cold email, whether that's through your social media presence, whether that's through an ad. The moment they learn about you, they're trying to see, like, okay, can they actually help me with this thing? Okay. So how do we increase our perceived likelihood of achievement? Well, this has a direct correlation with how much you can charge, because the higher the perceived likelihood, the more we can charge, right? Because if this is bigger, our value is bigger, so we can charge more, right? Makes sense. Okay, so we increase this through an incredible portfolio within our niche. So we already walked through niching down in the perfect niche video. So we have that niche in our portfolio targeted at clients with high spending power, right? The client, they want to see that we've helped people just like them. So if we're targeting like cold brew brands, we want to have other cold brew brands in our portfolio so that client sees, like, okay, they've worked with other people that are similar to us. The likelihood of them achieving the same result with us goes up. Okay, that makes sense. So they don't care, like, your portfolio should be niched down. They don't want to see how good you are at landscapes or how good you are at headshots. They want to see how good you are at product photography for cold brew brands. It's really important to have that niche down portfolio, because that raises your perceived likelihood of achievement for the client, and that raises how much you can charge. Okay, and your portfolio speaks to this. So we're niche down. On top of this, we have great messaging on our website. So the copy on our website is really incredible. So copy is just an advertising term for like the text on your website. We have really great messaging here. So this starts with your headline. So in the dream outcome video, we already covered how to write a good headline. So that's like, we help target audience achieve dream outcome with your service. So we help food and beverage brands get more brand awareness with product photography, right? Or we help cosmetic brands get more sales through engaging video content, right? So we're calling out our target audience. We're calling out their dream outcome with our service, and this helps with the perceived likelihood of achievement here. We're still talking about the perceived likelihood of achievement. On our website, we're also going to have a lot of copy around our offer. So once we finish our offer, one of the last videos of this course actually walks through how to update your website the right way with copy, because your website is like one of the most important things in actually getting leads in your business. So we're going to update it with like why we're different, how we get your results, what we do, our offer, all this good stuff here. We'll be walking through that later. Case studies. So if clients see other clients similar to them and their results that you've gotten them, they're going to believe that you can get those same results for them. So we're increasing our perceived likelihood of achievement through case studies, because clients see, okay, they worked with this company that's similar to mine. They had the same problem I do, and they solved it. I'm going to trust them more to solve it for me. So the perceived likelihood goes up. Again, you can charge more because of that. So when you're writing case studies, a simple framework is like, what was the problem? What solution did you implement, and what was the result here, right? So the problem might have been this brand's ad creative wasn't converting well on Facebook and Instagram. The solution you implemented was like, okay, we took 10 different product photos with trying different ad creative, and they tested it, and their conversions went up. Okay, so that's an example of a case study here. That's a really great case study. But they don't have to be like numerical numbers either. You don't need like concrete data for this either. If it's like a product launch, you can just talk about how you helped launch a new product, what the creative direction was behind that, what your process was, what your like signature 5-step fulfillment process was for that. And they'll see that. They'll be like, oh, they know what they're doing. I'm going to trust them more. The likelihood of them achieving my dream outcome is pretty high. So let's work with them. Okay. So case studies are a powerful tool in actually increasing the perceived likelihood of achievement here. They increase trust. Leads are going to see that you worked with more brands. They see that you deliver the results that you promise, and they could imagine themselves as those case studies and are more likely to work with you here. Lastly, testimonials. So you should have a ton of testimonials on your website. So if you've worked with any clients in the past, collect those testimonials because they're going to just give a lot more social proof. So in the business basics course, we talked about like setting up your Google My Business page. So watch that video if you haven't yet and set up your Google page so you can collect those testimonials. But the testimonials, the clients talk about their experience working with you. They talk about how great you are, all these good things. And if you're following the Creative Biz Launch method, well, you already deliver a great customer experience because you've learned this throughout this course and the later courses that you'll be going through here. Okay, cool. The good thing about these is these are coming straight from the client's mouth, and they just give you more social proof. So this is how you increase your perceived likelihood of achievement: a great portfolio, great messaging, case studies, and testimonials to back up your claim. Because anyone can say they're a great photographer, and lots of people have really beautiful video portfolios, photo portfolios, but no one believes that they can do this for that client until you have that social proof, until you have proof that you do what you say you do. Then clients aren't going to believe you. So get that social proof up there, get those case studies, get that great messaging up there, because this is going to help elevate your perception of the client's eyes. Because everyone has a camera these days. Everyone can just make a website and start emailing clients. You need this stuff in there to actually win. Okay. So that's the top of the equation. We talked about dream outcome in the previous video. We just walked through the perceived likelihood. Let's walk through the bottom. So the time delay and the effort and sacrifice. So math lesson, the lower the bottom, the higher this value is going to be. So we want to minimize the bottom of the equation here. So we need to minimize what it takes. We need to minimize the time it takes for the client to actually see results once they sign a proposal. Okay. And this even goes back to everything from like your initial outreach attempt to like how you schedule calls, how quickly you communicate. And we cover all of that in the leads course. So we'll be walking through that. So don't worry. But the time delay. So in an ideal world, when a lead signs your contract, they would achieve their dream outcome. So you just hopped off the sales call, you sent that proposal using the Creative Biz Launch proposal framework, and a client signed that proposal. Once they sign, they instantly went up like 1,000 Instagram followers because they achieved their dream outcome, right? Like this is not a reality. So what we have to do is minimize this time delay to make it as low as possible. So in our case, once they sign that contract, they would instantly get that gallery full of edited photos and videos that would increase their sales or help boost their social media presence, right? So again, we're going to minimize this time delay. So there's a few ways we can do this. And as we often think that the best way to do this is just to kind of minimize our fast turnaround times. And that's true. But there's more we can do, which I'll walk through in a minute here. But right now, I want you to see how important this is. So this time delay component, a lot of companies really prioritize these. So like right now, like Amazon is one of the biggest companies in the world. And part of that is because they've mastered minimizing the time delay. It used to be like you would get your package in 5 days from Amazon. Now they have same day delivery in loads and loads of cities, next day delivery, right? You can buy something today and get it in like 4 hours. Like I live in Chicago, like I can order a package right now, and for certain items, it'll be here when I'm done eating dinner. That's crazy. Now, Netflix, another big company, lots of streaming companies out there. Before it used to be Blockbuster. You have to go get in your car, get to Blockbuster, blah, 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 get your DVDs, whatever. Now, Netflix, minimize the time delay. You have everything you want at your fingertips, and you can it's just seconds away. Now, actually choosing a show, that's another story. But you get the idea here, right? DoorDash, like delivery services, like these have been around for a while, but DoorDash makes it super easy. You get your favorite restaurants delivered in 30 minutes, right? You have this app. It's very easy to use, which we'll get into in just a minute here. But you also get any food you want in 30 minutes. It's wild. So we have to start thinking this in this type of way with our own businesses, because it's going to help us charge more, keep clients coming back for more, get more referrals, all good things here. Okay. So yes, fast turnaround times for the videos and photos we produce. That's important, but there's a lot more to it as well. So how do we minimize the time delay here? Let me grab my cold brew. So how do we minimize time delay? So what are the steps that a client goes through from when they sign that proposal to when they get the final assets? Every single step there, we can minimize that time delay. So in my company, Pieta Productions, this is what it looks like when a client signs a contract. They sign the contract, they pay the deposit the same day, they receive that onboarding email right when the contract is signed. So there's like no delay here, right? They receive the mood board within 24 hours here. They receive a link to schedule a prep call with that mood board. They hop on that prep call. Then I get the product in my studio. We do the first round of photos. We'll do proofs for them. They'll approve, or we'll have to do revisions, and then they'll receive the final asset. So each of these steps, there's a lot we can do to minimize the time delay. What most people think, like the only thing they try and minimize is this receive final assets type thing, when there's so many other things we could be prioritizing to minimize that time delay here. Okay, so like for me, I mentioned this, like once they sign that contract, they get that onboarding email within minutes, minimizing the time delay. The mood board within 24 hours after they fill out that onboarding form. The round of photos, that's for me, I say 3 to 5 days for my turnaround times for clients. So it's up to you to figure out what's doable in your business model. But if you're just starting out, if you're still competitive, if you're new to the space, you have to be fast. Like, this is how you can compete against like more seasoned pros. Like me, I've been doing this since 2019. I'm busy now. Like I have loads of things going on. So my turnaround times have actually gone up, and I'm aware of that, and that's fine. Now, if you come in, you can compete on that, and you can be like, okay, we'll deliver your photos within 24 hours of getting them in our studio. Like that's a wild claim. And if you can do that, you will stand out from the competition. And if you can demonstrate that even though it only takes you 24 hours, you can still maintain that same quality that someone like me does, well, then you're going to win in the long term, right? Now, early on, you have to compete on this, but later on, you can increase that time delay. You can increase that once you're more established, once you've built up that perceived likelihood of achievement, all that stuff. But early on, really advertise how fast you are, and it's going to set you apart early on. Okay. It's not just about the fast turnaround times at these stages either. There's other things you can do. So like when a client emails you, you can respond right away. Like there shouldn't be a reason why you would see an email and not respond right away. Like why would you respond right away? There's no good reason for that. If you have to like think through a fancy response for a client situation, sure, maybe that's going to take a while, but you can just plug that into Claude or ChatGPT and they'll help you run through that client situation. But for the most part, you can just respond to every email right away. Like for me, I either respond to emails or archive them right away. There's no real reason to wait. If I do have to do like research something or do something, they become a to-do list. But anyways, other ways we can like help with the fast turnaround times. So we can also provide them with like a PDF on how to use our photos like once they get them, or how to use our videos properly. So how does this help with time delay, right? Remember, our dream outcome isn't delivering the final photos. It's actually getting their solution. So if their goal is to grow on social media, by providing them a PDF on how to effectively grow on social media, they'll use that to achieve that result faster. And that's going to minimize the time delay. So this is a pretty advanced thing. We'll be walking more through that in the later courses. That's one way you can reduce time delay. So you have to think of everything you can do to make the client experience as smooth as possible, and then you do that, okay? Which brings me to the last part of the value equation, the effort and sacrifice. So how do we minimize the effort and sacrifice of the client? This just means like, how do we make it easier for the client to work with us? How do we make it super easy so that once they sign that contract, they can just sit back, chill until they get the final photos, right? So let's go back and look at those three companies I talked about. So Amazon, they have lots of ways that we can do this. They have like one-click checkout. Like if you're browsing a product category, you're browsing a product, you can either add it to your cart, takes like 30 seconds to check out, or you can just buy it now, which takes like 10 seconds. Makes it easier, and people are going to spend more money with Amazon because of that. You can do something, you have to start thinking the same way here. They have like recommended for you list. They have top picks, subscribe and save, like all these things that make it easier to use their website. Netflix, again, like recommended for you, keep watching, popular now, top 10 lists, all this stuff. DoorDash, like fastest near you, your past orders, like reorder this right away, popular items from this restaurant, like deals that are going on right now in your area. They make it easy for you to spend money with them. If you can make it easy for your clients to spend money with you, they're going to spend more money. Okay. So our business has to keep this in mind. So how do we minimize this? We have to make it clear like what clients are going to get once they sign a contract with us, right? So in our proposals, now we're going to be walking through proposals in the sales course, really in depth there. But like in your proposal, you should have like a clear timeline of like what happens like when they sign your contract to the final edits. So this is like you'll pretty much outline this for what it looks like in your business, right? In that proposal. So you're going to make it easy for them to know like what are they going to be, what are they going to get from working with you. So like what happens step by step there. Now having a simple onboarding form, that's like a no-brainer. So like we'll cover that in the fulfillment course. But the onboarding form to like quickly learn their skills, or not their skills, their likes, their dislikes, what other photographers have messed up, what other brands they like, right? The onboarding form is going to give us ideas of what we can do with them. And then with that onboarding form, we create a mood board and we take over the creative direction. We do the creative direction so that they don't have to spend the time micromanaging us, right? We want to make it clear that, hey, we're the professional. We've done this before with other clients. We know how to get results. We're going to do it for you. And it's going to be super easy. That's what we want to do here. We want to get that deep understanding of their needs. And the longer we're in business, the more we'll learn about that. So in the niche video, we talked about why we want to be niched down, because we're going to learn more about what these businesses do. So if we're working with wellness brands, we'll know the type of competitors they have, what types of ad creatives work in this space. We'll know all this stuff, and it's going to help us understand their needs, and we'll demonstrate our value during the onboarding process. And I'll walk through how to like do this in later courses as well. But we need that in order to reduce their effort and sacrifice so we can charge more. Lastly, like the PDF I mentioned earlier. So the PDF with like how to share our photos to get them the best results. This is useful because this reduces the friction in actually posting photos for them, and they could just start using our content with little effort and sacrifice. You can have like software integrations that help make things easier for communicating with the client, right? You can have the Notion client portal that we're going to teach in the fulfillment course. Like that's going to make it very easy for clients to see what's going on with the project. If they need project updates, they just go to that link that you sent them. And that'll be really nice for them. Again, professionalism. So making sure that you're professional and you're never rude to them. You're always on their team. Like you are on their team because you want them to win, because if they win, you win. It's a win-win situation. Mood boards. You send them a lot of ideas so they can just pick their favorites. They don't have to think of what types of shoots they want. You send them 20 ideas for a 10 photo project. They just pick their top 10, or you can even help them pick the top 10 on the prep call. And from there, there's no creative thinking on their part. So again, the longer that we're in business, the more we can understand the client's problems. I alluded to this earlier, but we're not just going to be a creative. We're their partner in business. We know their needs, we know their problems, and we can speak to not just their client, we know our clients' customers. Like that's really advanced. We're going to be able to really understand our clients' customers, what their purchasing decisions are, what resonates with them. And if we can demonstrate that we know this stuff, well, of course the clients are going to want to work with us. What other photographer or videographer understands the client's customers? Very few. But if you can demonstrate that, that's going to be a game changer for you, okay? You can share solutions. You can talk about how you've dealt with these situations in the past. Now we're going to be building out like a standard package and gold package. And maybe you've had a situation where there was a client that had poor performing ads. You get on a prep call, or you get on a sales call, and on the sales call, you understand that the lead has bad ads. You can be like, oh, well, previously we worked with client XYZ. They invested in our gold package, and they were able to test 10 different ad creatives that spoke to their ideal customer, and they saw this result. So the longer you do this, the better you're going to get at this. And again, you're going to be a really powerful asset in their business. So covered a lot in this video. In these next few lessons, we're actually going to walk through how to build that offer so you can charge thousands for it. Now, this is a lot of information. We're actually going to get into the implementation of all this. So I'll be walking you step by step, like how to understand their dream outcome, how to create problems around it, how to identify like 50 plus problems that you can solve, how to actually solve those problems. And I'll be walking you step by step through this in these next few videos. We'll find your exact solution to these problems, I'll tell you like exactly how much to charge given your situation. We'll provide real pricing numbers. I know a lot of people don't like to share pricing, but I'll actually tell you the exact numbers I've charging or I'm currently charging as well. And again, my promise to you is by the end of this offers course, you will have increased the average amount you make per project by at least $1,000 without having to learn any new skills or work more. And that's a really bold claim. And I truly believe that claim because if you're new to this stuff, even if you've been doing this for a long time, so many creatives mess up the offer, and it's the core of your business. It's what you're selling. So let's create an offer that we can not only sell for $1,000, but more so $2,000, $5,000. Like these are the numbers that we need to be selling to really build up a big business here. And the cap isn't 5,000 by any means. Like you can have custom projects that go into the multiple 5-figure range. Like I've had loads of creative biz launch clients charge that much money because of the offer framework that we teach here today. So I'll see you in this next lesson, and let's build out your offer. Now that you've got the formula, it's time to take action. If you want more proven strategies to skyrocket your photo or video business, join that free community today. Click the link below for exclusive courses and resources to help you land high-paying clients. I'll see you on the other side.